All right, thank you so much to Sihle. We'll probably see you in a few minutes' time for that final weather update. Now, as you would remember that the SADC Council of Ministers meeting kicked off yesterday in Pretoria, the meeting seeks to explore ways of cooperating and intensifying industrialization in the region, as well as to sort of boost the economic growth. Our very own Minister of International Relations, Lindiwe Sisulu, who also chairs the Regional Southern African Development Community's Council of Ministers, is hosting these regional diplomats. Let us now cross live to our reporter Ntakwana Ngatane. Ntakwana, good morning to you. Just take us back to what happened at the start of the meeting yesterday.
Good morning, Palisa. Well, I am here with the minister from Lesotho. Lesotho is one of the countries that was mentioned yesterday because a standby force is in Lesotho, and Lesotho is still on the SADC agenda in terms of restoring peace and stability in that country. And here to talk to us about that is Minister Lesego Makgothi. He's the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Daddy. Can you give us a sense of what is happening in Lesotho at the moment?
Thank you very much, Ntakwana. We are now at the point where we are saying there's peace and stability, and there's a lot of progress in terms of implementation of SADC's decision and recommendation. On the 2nd of December, that was after the assassination of Lieutenant General Motsu, who received a contingent force of SADC troops from Angola and other countries. They are there in the country for about 6 months, and since then we've made headways in terms of progress, and there's been stability in the country. And the soldiers that were outside the country on exile have since been reintegrated into Lesotho Defense Force, and those who were under open arrest also have been reintegrated. And we have seen a change that has been happening, that has happened at the helm of Lesotho Defense Force administration, where we have a new Lieutenant General who has 3 deputies, and this is a way of saying we are stabilizing decision making, that they cannot rely on one person only. He has to consult his peers, as well as seeing Lesotho Defense Force working hand in hand with Lesotho Mounted Police Service.
Talking about the army working with the police service, it is one of the recommendations that were made by SADC that the country should reform the security sector, the constitution, as well as the public service sector. And we know that some opposition leaders are still outside the country, and we know that some civil society organizations had expressed concern with the inclusion of everyone that should be involved in those reforms. How far is the process now?
The process is quite moving, although we are a bit lagging behind by about 3 weeks, in line with the roadmap that was issued out. This is due to the fact that we were not talking one word with the opposition. They were interpreting the roadmap differently, and we're interpreting the roadmap the other way. So we decided to have 2 dialogues which were facilitated by the Christian Council of Lesotho with the political leaders, where we said, look, let us understand what the roadmap needs, and what is it that we want to achieve, and what is it that we want to tell the people. We should not be telling people, the nation, 2 different things. So I believe that the dialogue which we had with the political leaders sort of paved the way forward. Yesterday, it was a training of College of Chiefs on the same roadmap, as to understand when they hold their pizzos in district, in areas where they are, so that we can speak in one word. So I believe we are on the right track, although we deviated slightly from the roadmap by having these dialogues, but we are working together now with all active actors in creating a way or paving a way forward towards a multi-stakeholder national dialogue. The next move will be to have a political leadership forum, and after leadership forum we'll have a national dialogue where we'll agree whether we go for the reform commission or the IPA type of administration for the reforms, which is going to be for 18 months.
But of course, while we can say that Lesotho is stable and is getting on its way back to stability, we have heard recently that a newly formed political party, its leader, or the head of security of its leader, was attacked by gunmen. The government came out to condemn that. But it seems that for ordinary citizens in Lesotho, these acts are continuing. Are you not concerned?
We're very concerned. That is why the contingent forces in the country to act as an early warning mechanism in the event of signs of instability. They have helped a lot in the death of Lieutenant General Musomoso investigation, and people have now been brought to before the courts. But other acts of hooliganism will still continue in the country, and those are beyond the government control. But we are trying to stabilize the country, but we are hopeful that we will get there. Yeah.
Let us move to finally the area of HIV/AIDS, where, of course, SADC has expressed concern with a project that has come to an end. We know that Lesotho has the second highest prevalence of HIV in the world. How will you be dealing with taking over this project that we understand has been instrumental in instigating the effects of HIV/AIDS, where truck drivers, sex workers, and other focus groups have been targeted by this project?
Well, the fund that we got from Global Fund, it has assisted us to stabilize the country in a way of having mobile clinics, in a way of having drugs, and in a way of helping the National Drug Organization in the country to deliver drugs to the clinics in the country by buying cars for them. And in that way, it's what we call the last mile, where we ensure that everybody gets treatment, especially where we have there's two types of TB in the country, which is a normal TB and NDR, which is quite resistant. And this is where Global Fund is still assisting us. Now that we are coming closer to the end of the project, we are still negotiating to have it reinstated in the country. From 2016 to 2018 in July, we received $62 million US, of which 50 million was put aside for government and 12 million for civil society to assist. And we have mobile clinics at industrial sites where we know it's one of the high heat areas, and services to be closer. Lesotho Planned Parenthood Association has also been given 2 mobile clinics, and the Baylor for adolescents has also been given 2 mobile clinics. We have also constructed park homes in a form of clinics which are closer to, which are in the highlands where it's non-reachable. So I think we are making strides towards that. All we need is to ensure that the Global Fund stays on board so that we do not regress.
Thank you very much. That is the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Lesotho, Honorable Lesego Makgothi, talking to us about the meeting that he's attending here in Pretoria, and that is the SADC Council of Ministers. Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you.